I'm Holly Holbrook, and I'm an assistant director at Joyful Beginnings. Joyful Beginnings is a preschool located in Lafayette, California. This is my first year as an assistant director. I have been in education for 9 years. I fell in love with teaching at Los Menanos College, where I was a student and an intern. I learned a great deal about what a culturally relevant and equity focused curriculum looks like in the classroom. When going out to the real world, I was surprised that not every preschool is like that. I am the one that needs to make this change. I first saw this picture at Los Medanos College, and that's where I learned about equity. I realized that equity and equality are not the same. Equity is about providing people with what they need to get them on the path to succeed, while equality is about giving everyone the same resources, even if those resources don't meet everyone's individual needs. This understanding connects to what becoming a globally competent teacher explains. Open mindedness, empathy, and perspective consciousness are the foundations for global competence. Recognizing the differences between equity and equality requires us to be open to other perspectives and approach day to day situations with empathy. I like to think of symphonic thinking as having everyone be their authentic selves as they each add value and beauty to shared experiences. While in our critical friend groups, these conversations gave us new perspectives, and by truly listening to one another, we helped each other grow and improve our ideas. Throughout my individual interviews with my own staff, I found that the common need was team building. This has made me realize the importance of developing a program where collaboration and harmony foster open communication, shared responsibility, and mutual respect among all of my staff members. Everyone has their own strengths to contribute. And these two experiences have made me realize that symphonic thinking is about bringing everyone together and listening to their voices to create meaningful and inclusive experiences. I chose a picture of wildflowers for my nature picture because, just like the flowers, we have our own needs that make us unique and powerful. Symphonic thinking is about honoring those differences and creating an inclusive environment. In relation to equity, it's about providing what everyone needs in order to thrive. When flowers get their individual needs met, as they may have different growing conditions, they are able to bloom just like us. When conducting my street data tools, I recognized the need for an anti-bias curriculum, as many of the teachers could not explain the differences between equity and equality. Additionally, I found that my students' responses tended to focus more on materialistic things like their clothes and what they're wearing, their shoes, rather on what makes us unique and beautiful on the inside. These observations showed me how essential it is to create learning environments that promote understanding, empathy, and appreciation for everyone's differences. Street data is about understanding people on a ground level by listening to their thoughts, gaining insight on their experiences, and using that data to make equity center changes with the system. It's about focusing on the information to design practices and policies that meet their needs. Additionally, it involves providing experiences that expose children to different ways of life and thinking. The three street data tools I used were listening campaign, a fishbowl discussion, and shadowing. I chose listening campaigns because I wanted to explore my staff's ideas and thoughts. Also, I wanted to know what they thought about equity and how we can get it into the classroom. After understanding the teacher's perspective, I wanted to understand the children's definitions of equity, so I implemented a fishbowl discussion. The last thing I did was I shadowed my director because I wanted to learn more about her and how she is implementing equity in her program. in our program. In the short time I have been at Joyful Beginnings, I realized that something wasn't right with the teacher's communication, as there have been altercations. Before, I would have just blamed it on the teachers' personalities. However, after this course, I understand that it's much deeper than that. Building a strong foundation is crucial to set up everyone for success, including the teachers, my students, and my families. These takeaways will guide me in my approaches with those around me, building that strong foundation. My topic is about bringing an anti bias curriculum into our classrooms. While it is becoming more widespread nationally, it is about using anti bias curriculum in the classroom with activities, books, and play, scaffolding the children, and just really empathizing our differences instead of just spraying and praying, which is an easy temporary fix, according to Safar and Dugan. Globally, equity is a goal for many countries. When I conducted my topic focal statement, I found that a school in India is effectively using anti-bias curriculum on a day-to-day basis using the peace education model. The peace education model is using critical thinking tools, problem solving, and just creating a peaceful environment for all students. When looking back at this process, I feel as though it has not only helped me understand others, it has helped me become more in tune with my own biases. Now I am more self aware and truly reflect on my own practices and communication. I will use this to be an advocate and a leader to those around me, even outside the classroom. Additionally, I want to start our new school year by adding anti bias curriculum. This will be done by showing the teachers how to do an anti bias wheel and by adding cultural books within the classroom just to get that conversation going on diversity and inclusion. But that won't be the primary because the teachers really need to talk with the children to get them to have those experiences. And symphonic thinking is the process of learning, reflecting, and succeeding. With symphonic thinking equity, everyone can truly bloom. And here are my references.